Okay, so a lot of people who have subscribed to my channels are fellow metal detectorists that have seen me comment on other videos, and this is my first metal detecting video. This is my 2016 roundup. Last year I got this cheap bounty hunter tracker metal detector for my birthday, and this is stuff only from my property. It's about an acre. It used to be probably an 1800s farm that has 50s houses built on it, and the stuff is spread out everywhere. This is not everything. This is only some of the stuff that I found in a year. All of this stuff here. I'll go through some of that. There's a bucket of iron stuff there, and I'll show you the more interesting stuff. These are some squashed lipstick tubes that I found, brass lipstick tubes. This is an old hem weight. There's, the usual horseshoes and half a horseshoes. This is some sort of decorative piece of metal. I don't know if it's brass or copper. I found that a few days ago with a very, very iffy signal, and I think it was kind of going downward, and that's why I didn't catch it. Here's a bunch of pottery I found that gophers have dug out of their holes, and a lot of that stuff was right on the ground. And there's an old rusty key, and there's an interesting piece of metal there. There's some old hardware off of old cases, I believe. There's a nice little latch there, and there's a keyhole, and I think there's another keyhole there. Some pieces of insulators, and there's a 1964 penny. I've not found a wheat penny yet. There's a Samsonite key, and I think that's a piece of a steering wheel. And this bolt here, I've actually found larger ones, 3 times that size. This is a good, it's not quite a foot, but it's getting there. Here's some old 70s and 80s Hot Wheels and Matchbox cars that I lost when I was a kid. And I found other things like this petrified piece of wood. It's hard to see, but there's the green lines right there. That's a petrified piece of wood. And then this is a piece of a rock that the old guy that lived here, he used to collect rocks, and we find bits and pieces of old rocks that he threw away. There's a clock part there. This might be off of a shoe. I don't know if it's a heel plate or what it is. I want somebody to let me know what that is. That was really cool. Model T Ford valve stem cover. I found several of those, and this one's still got some of its silver on it. A normal spoon. Here's some more petrified wood. I believe that's what that is. This Hot Wheels came out in really awesome condition because it was buried near an oak tree that was protected, sort of, but the wheels don't roll. Another ceramic insulator, and lots of iron. I don't know what the heck this is. The links are all stuck together. And then there's another buckle. A lot of these things are falling apart because I don't have the electrolysis. And then, lots of loops and chains. Here's a sledgehammer of some kind. This, I think, is the back of an axe, a hatchet maybe. The hammer part, kind of like this one here, this really old one here. That was not found in the ground. I think that's the back of it. This might be an old blacksmith-made hammer. That's really pretty neat. That might be savable, I don't really know. That's kind of cool. And then I found some old pipe with like a square nail jammed into it. That's what it looks like. That was by the creek. This is a couple of shells here. One of them is a World War II surplus shell here, and then this one is just a little tiny little one. I couldn't tell you what that is. And then here's a bunch of iron stuff that I've collected over the last year. And there's buckles and some other buckles. Lots and lots of square nails, and some of them come out in really awesome condition, and some of them don't. And lots of these square nut things, and lots of glass. I don't know what the heck that even was. Here's another nail that came out in really good condition. Lots of bits of old fence wire and barbed wire. Lots of brass pieces. Here's a light bulb that I think I dropped about 10 years ago. I haven't checked to see if it's still any good. More loops, and I squashed a cowbell. The ringer was still in there, but it broke. This thing is absolutely thrashed. And then there's, I probably about found 15 buckles this year. Another one, another one, another one. A lot of this stuff is stuff that I dropped. Here's a some kind of, I don't know what it is, probably from a saw. That might go in the end of a saw to pin that in there. And then this thing, this diamond shaped thing, no idea what that was. A lot of farm stuff. Here's some sort of crusty planchet. I don't know what that could have been. Anything else that's interesting here? I found a lot of these, which I thought were bullets, and they're not bullets. They're actually tips to sprayers, three brass ones. Every time I found those, I thought they were. Here's a dog tag dated 1965. Let's see what else do we have here. Here's a part of an ID tag that was totally roached. I think it came off of a suitcase, and that's probably from the 50s or 60s. Here's a Canadian penny that I found from 1928, in relatively good condition for being that old. And here's an old back of a button that I found. I put it in a holder. What else do we have here? I've got a knife here that was complete. And I found, I think, a couple of bits of spoons as well. This was complete. I couldn't believe that one. And that's fairly old. Let's see, there's some more brass objects. Piece of a pitchfork. And some decorative window glass with a design on it. We find tons and tons and tons of glass, and there's the usual pop tabs. And mind you, this was found on only one property, and there's still more and more signals. Tons and tons and tons more signals. Here's an old Lee Jeans rivet and some other Levi's rivet button. Those are not too old. And then here's some of the more better condition nails and hooks and stuff that I found. I put in a bag here. So that's pretty much what I've got here. And there's a chain and some sort of, I don't know, I think this was actually a bicycle hub or something like that with the holes there. That's what I think that was, but I'm not sure. So if you can identify any of this stuff here, what some of these weirder objects are, that would be great. And that's what you can find with a cheap $100 metal detector, and all on one property. Thank you for watching.